What's going on, everyone? Paul Donis Maximus here. I just wanted to take the time to answer some of the questions you guys had on my last video, and this was about the Claude plus Higgsfield MCP. Now, I've already responded to these comments, but I wanted to go a bit deeper in this format, which is something new I'm trying out. So this comment was a bit long, so I just went ahead and just took the text and blew it up pretty much. And AI Jedi Media said, "Thank you so much. You saved me a lot of headaches arguing with an LLM and credits, aka money. By the way, do you have a problem using real characters at all? I know you didn't have any problems with these, but did you have to go through the Higgsfield character check on top of Seedance or not as well, like you would if you were generating natively out of Higgsfield?" And this is what he's asking because I actually didn't think about this. If you remember in Higgsfield, if you upload any realistic AI looking character or basically any image on their platform, in order to use those same images, you have to click that little thing to do the verification check so that you can use those realistic looking AI characters with Seedance 2.0. And actually, I didn't run into any of that at all. I never received a notification during the Claude slash Higgsfield MCP process to where Higgsfield was like, "Hey, we don't know about this character. Click this little button or something to check its sellability." And so maybe that step is already baked into the MCP, because at least as of this video, if you go over to Higgsfield and you wanted to use Seedance 2.0 and you wanted to use a realistic looking AI character, you still have to click that check verification button. But it's nice not to have to deal with all of that during this Claude slash MCP process. AI Jedi Media also asks, how long did it take for a generation? Was it unusually long, or would you say normal, as if you didn't have an eligibility checker, which we just talked about, attached to it, or did it take long because it had to make the API call plus generate plus the checker? And to that, I replied to the comment, I didn't notice any lag in terms of how long it took to generate. And honestly, even before this process, when I'm generating stuff, I let it run and I go do other things. But for the times that I was actually still within Claude while this was taking place, it didn't seem to take longer for the generations to generate. I didn't get the impression that once it started generating that the process was any longer than what you would do if you were actually over at Higgsfield. Rasha Mohammed said, "Thanks a lot. Can I connect ChatGPT instead of Claude?" And yes, this does seem to be possible. So if you go over to higgsfield.ai/MCP, you will see this ticker scrolling through all of the different providers that their MCP tool can be used with, and ChatGPT is one of those providers. My Right to Carry asked, is this capability for MCP available via API? Now again, I don't know all of the ins and outs of MCP and API, but I do know that MCP and API are not the same thing. If you have any doubts, you can always join Higgsfield's Discord server. It's free to join as far as I know. I think whenever I joined the Discord server, I joined after I subscribed. But again, as far as I know, you don't need to be subscribed to Higgsfield in order to join their Discord server. Eddie Marvel asked, how to make nice car videos with the consistency. Are you able to do that? Can you make a tutorial for that? Thanks in advance for your content. And so I actually already did this with another video. It's not exactly the same. If you saw the video on how to create epic battle scenes with Higgsfield Cinema 3.5 and Seedance 2.0, the only thing that you do different from that tutorial is instead of using a plasma rifle or having an AI character, you would just upload the image of the car that you want. So again, if you haven't had a chance to check out that tutorial, then be sure to look for my Higgsfield AI filmmaking tutorials playlist on my channel. I promise you it's going to be the exact same process. You just use a car instead of the other assets that I used in that video. Iron Giant June asks, how do you keep your character's body consistent, brother? And I was a bit confused with that question because I know that the models have improved a lot. If you have a shapely character that you've created and you wanted to start manipulating things like, changing the character expression, maybe make the character look to the left or to the right, placing them in different environments, the models have improved over time to where they mostly lock on to this. And there used to be a time where it didn't. So again, in the example from the previous video using the Higgsfield MCP, you notice that the shape of this AI character remained the same in Seedance 2.0. That's actually fantastic because we know a lot of the AI models used to censor that kind of stuff, even though there are women in real life shaped like this. I do also want to mention that I did give you guys a free Flora AI workflow in a previous video. And what I did was I gave you a prompt that helps to pretty much lock on this a lot tighter, because we all know sometimes that these AI models sometimes experience drift. So again, maybe your shapely AI character is not so shapely once you run your generation, or maybe it does the next time, maybe it's just being very inconsistent. And what this workflow does is it gives you a character lock prompt in addition to all of this other stuff. It's a very long prompt. And the only thing you have to do is find the section that says change only the following. So for instance, with this image right here, I said change the color of the woman's armor to white and change the color of her cape to gold. And so this right here was the original image. And again, as you can see from the prompt, it left everything the same and it just changed everything that I asked. And so what you'd want to do is find my Flora AI playlist on my channel, watch this video right here, and check the comments because I did leave a link to this exact workflow that I'm showing you, and you can use the workflow absolutely for free. And in that same video, it's going to explain to you how to actually use this workflow and the best practices in case you delete something, screw something up, and can't figure out what you did.